Now, last but definitely not the least, our last presenter of tonight is someone who doesn't just build dashboards, he builds dreams. Yes, please welcome Abraham Abs Avila Jr., UK-based data analyst, founder of DataSense Analytics, and the driving force behind Data Analytics Philippines, which is the country's largest data community. With 8 Microsoft certifications under his belt, Abs has trained hundreds from career shifters to corporate teams in practical job-ready analytics using Power BI, SQL, Python, and Excel. He is on a mission to help Filipinos launch high-income careers in data, not just through training, but through opportunity, mentorship, and community. Ladies and gentlemen, to help us build a DA portfolio that can get us hired, Data Analytics Philippines, Data Sense Analytics, and live from the UK, Abs Avila.
Ayun, thank you so much, Sir Tony, for that wonderful introduction. Actually, kinakabahan ako ngayon. I don't know why, but every time na meron akong talk, lagi akong kinakabahan kahit matagal na matagal ko itong ginagawa. So siguro maybe I am a introvert person at shy type talaga ako, no? So as you can see, kasi may camera, yung camera conscious. Diyan yung camera ko, no? Yeah. I'm sorry for that kasi kinakabahan talaga ako. Pag may camera, ayoko yan. No, kaya nga most of my live, I turn off my camera para hindi niya makilala yung face look natin. Okay, so by the way, wag na tayong patumpik-tumpik pa. Ang gonna set my timer for 25 minutes kasi we are running out of time and of course, mahalaga yung oras para sa atin. But before we continue, I just want to ask here sa profile ng group natin para alam ko yung magiging flow ng program natin or ng mentoring program natin. Okay? Sino dito yung mga career shifter? Comment C in our comment section if you are a career shifter. Let me know. Okay, yan, meron. Okay, si Leandro. Okay, maraming career shifter. Okay, maraming career shifter. Okay? So now, the next question is that, sino naman dito yung nag-apply ng trabaho pero automatic nakaka-receive ng email na sinasabi that I'm sorry that we have to proceed with the next candidate. Okay, with that, comment R for rejected. Yung nag-a-apply pa lang kayo, rejected na. Let me know in the comment section para malaman natin. Okay, madami, no? So, huwag kayong mag-alala kasi isa rin ako na katulad nyo na nag-a-apply ng trabaho pero hindi pa man yata sinisilip yung CV but automatically we got rejected email, parang gano'n, no? So, hindi na bago para sa atin yan. And tonight na ba? 6 p.m. Okay, yeah, 7 p.m., no? And tonight, I'm gonna teach you a secret sauce kung paano nyo malalampasan yung problem na to. Okay, because nowadays there's a lot of real world struggle because siyempre napakatindi ng job market nowadays, di ba? Lalo pa yung papausbong yung AI natin. So with this, I will pinpoint the two problems. So number one is difficulty standing out in a competitive job market. Sa totoo lang, sobrang daming magagaling na data analyst and maybe that is the reason why kung bakit nag-a-apply pa lang tayo, automatic, nare-reject na tayo because that hiring manager is more interested to those who are nag-stand out pagdating sa competition. So ngayon, ayusin natin yan. And of course, we have also an additional problem is lack of formal proof of skills despite of experience. Alam mo yung tipong magaling ka, kaya mong gawin yung mga bagay-bagay, sabihin na natin meron kang experience, maybe 1 year or 2 years experience in data analytics, BI analytics, or business intelligence, but still, hindi ka pa rin nakakalusot. Diba? Yan yung isa mga problem natin ngayon. So, in this training, pag-uusapan natin how we're going to mitigate that at sasabihin ko sa inyo yung secret sauce kung paano natin ipapasa yung job na yan, di ba? So once again, my name is Coach Abs. I am a founder of Business Analytics. Okay? So now here, building data analytics portfolio to get you hired. Ito yung pinaka main topic natin for tonight. But bear with me, bibilisan lang natin. I will not gonna discuss the technical part because we are running out of time. But syempre, hindi natin isasakripisyo yung quality ng content natin. So, caveat lang, this is not a technical part. Natuturuan ko kayo step by step kung ano yung pwede nyong gawin because maybe we could have that in a separate seminar or training. But in this session, okay, bago kayo lumabas, okay, pangako ko sa inyo, pag ginawa niyo itong mga bagay-bagay na ito na sasabihin ko sa inyo, chances are makakahanap na kayo ng trabaho. If you are ready to know that secret sauce, comment portfolio in the comment section. Right? A comment portfolio. Okay, let me know in the comment section kung interesado kayo matutunan yan. There you go. Walang gustong matuto. Ayun, meron nag-comment ng isa. Okay, si Dexter Dino. Ayun. Okay, so there you go. So build real-world portfolio. That is one thing na dapat nyong gawin. Above all else, okay? Above all else, kahit anong project ang gagawin natin, you have to build a real-world portfolio. Pero bago natin pag-usapan yung ano yung klaseng project ang bibuild natin, pag-usapan natin what is portfolio. So a data analyst portfolio is a website or page that shows project you've worked and tells employers about you. Yun talaga ang ibig sabihin niyan. And I do have a lot of portfolio, maybe a dozen maybe, pero usually ito lang yung pinipresent ko kapag mayroon akong talk because something emotional itong mga portfolio na to. Okay? May story behind this portfolio. Kumbaga ito yung nag-stand out doon sa mga employer or sa mga client ko. So first one is this portfolio. And ito talaga yung sumira ng buhay ko. Okay? Sumira ng buhay ko, no? Because probably I was hired as a system analyst. And system analyst, yan yung isa sa pinakamataas na position na pwede ma-achieve ng isang computer science graduate. Alam mo yung nandun ako sa point na, oh my God, this is my break. I can make a lot of money using this job because it's my dream job. Kumbaga, almost 10 years kong inabangan ko or 15 years kong inabangan to. But when I create this portfolio, kasi ito yung kauna-unahang dashboard na ginawa ko, and I presented this to my boss, okay, when I was in Saudi Arabia as a sales analyst, kasi believer siya ng tabular report ng Microsoft Excel. But the moment na makita niya to, tapos umalis na ako, they counter offer. Ang sabi niya, wag ka nang pumunta sa ibang company, dito ko na lang sa amin. And ang gagawin natin is tatapatan ko, okay, ng mas mataas kung magkano yung sasahurin mo doon sa kabila. At hindi lang yan. Okay? Kung 6 days work a week ka, gagawin nating 5 days work week. So imagine, because of the portfolio, because I have created the portfolio that provide impact to the company. Take note, that was 2019 or 18 pa lang to. And ito yung time na nagsisimula pa lang ako mag-visual. Because I'm into Microsoft Excel naman talaga for a couple of decades na yata, di ba? Pero nagustuhan niya, so meaning to say, if you create a real-world portfolio that provide impact, okay, kung saan ka nagkatrabaho na kumpanya, it will gonna give you impression to your boss na itong tao na to, valuable to, at kailangan natin to. At ayaw natin siyang mawala, and therefore, okay, we have to retain you because kailangan ka namin. Okay? Yun ang number one na ginagawa natin. So we have to build a portfolio like this, no? And another portfolio that this one, okay, itong AOL Trades Analytics, that was also 2020, I think yung release ko nito. Ito yung kauna-unahang portfolio ko na nirelease ko into public. Okay, this is created in a Microsoft Excel. I'm gonna demonstrate how it works. I think nandito yan para lang makita ninyo. No? Ito yung sabi ko sa inyo kanina that I have a API in PSE na kayang humugot ng stock prices on a daily basis. So meron kasi ako ditong ginawa sa bandang dulo. Okay, yung data terminal natin. As simple as Power Query lang naman to. Then using Microsoft Excel. But if you update this one, okay, it's automatically update the last price. Then, ito yung ginagamit kong analytics comparison kung kumusta na ba yung standing ng portfolio ko. Diba? Then, we have here a trade analytics where sasabihin niya yung status ng trades mo up to here. Okay, sasabihin niya, ipipinpoint niya kung alin yung pinakamahinang strategy, kung saan ka nalulugi. Ipipinpoint ng dashboard na to, yung pinakamalakas mo, and it will pinpoint yung mga performance mo month by month. Diba? Meron siyang trade review whereas you can upload the images or kumbaga yung pinaka-overall plan mo doon sa trades mo na to. There's a trading journal na kung naka-display pa tong part na to, no? It should be hidden. Okay, nakita tuloy yung diskarte natin. Okay, it could really tells you kung magkano talaga yung exact profit mo because I have noticed that when you have online platform, when you buy and sell, okay, nagbabago yung profit na nakita mo doon sa portfolio mo. And I created this dashboard to measure yung real performance mo talaga. Okay, yan yung secret sauce nito, no? It has a trade logs, which is yung input mo na nga yung trades mo. It has a risk management system, whereas you can simulate kung at what particular price point ka malulugi, at what particular price point ka kikita ng malaki. Kung baga, this is easy breezy na kind of dashboard or project, whereas all you have to do is to enter your price, then enter your stop loss, then everything will be set accordingly kung saan ka papasok. Yun yung pinaka-purpose nito, di ba? And we have also trade planner if you want to have a plan with this. We have transaction here. And of course, this project is so dynamic because I know that the fees ay nagbabago-bago. So now, binago nila yung sales bat, no, kapag nagbebenta ka. So you can change this one. So I made this portfolio into the public, and it has a I think that thousands of downloads, 10,000 of downloads, but I discontinued releasing that in the public. But if you really want to do so, okay, I'm gonna give you the copy of this for free. Gusto nyo? Pero syempre, ilala ko muna. I'm gonna give it to Sir Tony, and maybe whomsoever will reach out to Power BI Pilipinas. Okay, Sir Tony will provide this one. Pero syempre, ilala ko muna. Okay, this is something like so good. Now, ano yung pinaka-main reason kung bakit ko sinasabi that you have to create a real-world portfolio? Okay? Siyempre, when we took bootcamp courses, matik may mga courses na ginagawa yan diyan. No, may mga project na ginagawa natin. But the thing is, if you have created some project that is under your course, dami data. 'Di ba? Dami data, and no one cares kapag dami data yung ginagawa mo, may pagkakamali ka man diyan o wala. Palpak man yung dashboard mo, wala. Accurate man hindi, no one cares. No one cares. Why? Kasi wala naman talagang gagamit ng project na yan. But if you create a real-world portfolio na gagamitin talaga ng kumpanya mo kung saan ka nakatrabaho, oh my God, it will give you so much benefits. Not because you can showcase your skills, but because mapupwersa ka na gawin mo ng tama yung project. Mapupwersa ka na mag-expand ka pa beyond your comfort zone. Kung hindi mo to alam because this is the requirement of your boss, kailangan mong gawan ng paraan kasi binabayaran ka. 'Di ba? Compare doon sa okay lang, pangit o hindi, maganda o hindi, may error o wala, it's gonna be okay. That is yung downside kapag yung ano lang, padami data lang. Pero pag ito, okay, you can get talaga kung ano talagang dapat mong gawin. And of course, pagdating kasi sa interview, if you have created a real project na ginagamit ng kumpanya mo, you can tell story. That way back before, kalma o career shifter ka, okay, I do not have experience directly in data analytics, but in my previous job, I created this portfolio, I created this project that helped the company to reduce costs, to improve the efficiency, to increase the revenue, blah, blah, blah. Gawan mo na ng story kasi totoo yan, meron kang existing proof na ginagamit talaga at nakatulong sa kumpanya. Then the last word na pwede mong bitawan, if I did that in my previous company, I have guaranteed you that I'd replicate that portfolio, that project, so that I could help your company to achieve your goal. Di ba? Ang ganda? Samantalang kung mayroon ka, bakit patingin ng portfolio mo? Ay, ito yung ginawa ko, case studies ko doon sa case studies ko doon sa tawag dito, case studies doon sa previous bootcamp na pinasukan ko course. So, sa tingin niyo alin yung may make sense? Yung gagawa ka ng real world portfolio so that mapwersa ka talaga na gawin yung tama, okay? Paghusayan mo, it should be accurate, it should be gusto talaga ng boss mo, di ba? So, mas maganda kung gagawa tayo ng real world portfolio. And this one also, ito yung ginamit ko naman na portfolio doon nung mag-apply ako as an HR analyst, no? Actually, ayaw akong tanggapin nung hiring manager kasi I don't have any experience about HR. But sabi nung recruiter, just try it, just have a try, tawagan natin. So yun na nga, tinawagan na ako, no? And then I showcase this portfolio. So this one has been published to the website, but unfortunately discontinued yan kasi I am focusing now into the DSA. Dinownload niya to, okay, itong portfolio na to, and then click siya. Okay? Then after niya mag-click, and you know what? Anong sinabi ng manager ko na yon, ng boss ko, ng former boss ko? Okay lang ba sa'yo yung ganitong klaseng offer, yung salary? Oh my God. Di ba, alam mo yung nag-interview pa lang kayo, after niyang makita yung portfolio na ginawa ko, which is eto ngayon, ang kasunod na talagang sobrang pumalakpak yung aking tenga is that offer na kaagad ang pinag-uusapan natin. Kasi nakita niya na I could do anything pagdating sa Microsoft Excel. I could do sales, I could do in finance, di ba? Siyempre, kayang-kaya ko rin naman yung pagdating sa HR. Okay, then of course, counting negotiation, sabi ko, boss, medyo mababa yata yung offer mo na yan sa asking price ko. So, at the end, nag-meet kami sa middle, no? Okay, middle ng what I'm asked versus doon sa kanilang offer. So in short, there's two things ang napansin ko why mataas yung hiring rate natin. And the reason why is the portfolio. Because before that kasi, I do apply so many times pagdating sa web developer o full stack developer. Ang pinaka tumatak talaga sa isip ko is yung nag-exam ako sa web. Okay, I can do that. Okay, kayang-kaya ko yan. PHP, MySQL, kasi I used to be a full stack developer. Nagawa naman kahit paano. But when the hiring manager asked me about the portfolio, sabi sa akin, patingin ng sample website na nagawa mo. Kahit yung index lang, sabi niya gano'n. Sabi, oh my God, I don't have that kind of project. Kasi sabi ko, nagpalusot pa ako, di ba? Nagsinungaling pa. Kasi yung ginagawa ko is external eh. I mean, internal eh. Hindi ko pwedeng i-release sa public. So ending, hindi ko naipanalo yung job na yon. O, di ba? So that's why you have to create. And of course, ito yung mga project idea natin. So capstone project, pwede kayong gumawa a one or couple of project, it's gonna be okay. But etong capstone project na to for your training, okay lang. Walang problema yan. Do it kasi nasa learning phase ka. But itong mga susunod na to, competitions, pro bono, sell your template in real world project, it is something like ang tatawid sa inyo para maging kaakit-akit kayo sa mata ng mga employer. Competitions, we have a DSA competition, we have data challenge, we have Kaggle, and Sir Tony introduced to me with data DNA. Hindi pa man official, but yeah, okay, maybe pwede tayo maging ambassador and we will promote Onyx Data Challenge sooner or later, maybe by August. I have read yung message ni Leon. So pinangunaan di ba? Pero yeah, of course, the reason why I am encouraging you to join the competitions is not just to build a portfolio, but to benchmark where you are right now. I know, sasabihin natin na isang kabastusan na ikumpara natin yung sarili natin sa ibang tao. Of course, marami yung kasabi niyan. But how do you know, how do you measure kung magaling ka na talaga o hindi? So by joining competition, pwede mong makita kung ano yung stance mo pagdating sa market versus sa ibang mga analysts. Diba? Kung yung output mo, hindi malang makatawid doon sa top 10, maybe you have to think, ano pa yung pwede kong gawin para kahit papano tumawid yung output ko na kahit sa top 10 makapasok. Kasi kung titingnan natin, kung doon pa lang sa competition natin, di ba, mas gusto nila na yung magagandang output, ano ang magiging laban mo doon sa magagaling na yon? Because that is our competitors. Because here is a competition. Kung halimbawang nagsabay kayo mag-apply, the one is the grand champion of data challenge, ang ganda ng output, and you are below the average pa yung output mo kasi tinatamad ka, who do you think na ma-hired ka? Diba? And the only reason or one of the reason para maging ipakita mo yung galing mo talaga, join the competition, not only by joining it, but win the competition. Okay? Win the competition. And of course, you can say pro bono, like, okay, gagawin kita ng project and say testimonial, pwede yan. And for me, lahat naman to pinagdaanan ko, di ba? I do join competition way back when I was in college. I won multiple awards for that. Pero programming yon. And the reason why, ito yung ginawa ko kasi ngayon. No? So instead na gumawa ako ng mga projects, something like that, or mag-publish ako ng blog, which is mga case studies like that, I think differently. Ano yung ginawa ko? So instead na magsulat ako ng blog, what I did is that, okay, gumawa ako ng e-commerce na kung saan I can showcase my dashboard. Diba? So ito yung ginawa ko dito. So that is something na pwede nyo gawin. So para sa inyo, no, sa mga nagsisimula pa lang din, okay, why not gumawa ka ng template, then ibenta mo. And ano yung magiging advantage nito para sa'yo? Dito mo makikita kung yung templates mo kabigha-bighani sa mata ng mga stakeholder. Because no one buy your templates kung sobrang pangit yan. Maniwala ka. No one buy your template kung sobrang pangit yan. Samantala, kung isang tingin pa lang, mapapahanga mo na sila. Okay? Then, there you go. kung nabibili, kung nabebenta yung portfolio ko, kung nabebenta yung project ko, pwede ko itong ibenta pagdating sa ibang mga client. Isn't it? So yun yung mga diskarte natin. Kumbaga, I think meron kang pang benchmark. And of course, ito yon yung real world project natin, and which is I explained to you a while ago, ano ba yung magiging advantage nito when we do it something like this. And of course, syempre, on my case, no, bear with me. Gusto ko lang i-share itong sinabi ng mentor ko way back when I was in college. So makapagbagdamdamin yun because he passed away already. Pero ito talaga yung tumatak sa isip ko at gusto kong ipasa sa inyo. Ang sabi niya, Abs, kung gusto mo talagang magaling sa IT, you have to create a project na kahit prototype or demo pa lang, mapapakinabangan na. And that's why, every time na magde-demo ako, I do not create a dashboard na tapal-tapal lang. Every time nagde-demo ako, I always make it sure na kung saan demo pa lang, mapapakinabangan na, prototype pa lang, mapapakinabangan na, and mamamangha na yung titingin talaga. And I would like to thank DOTC because we are the one who won the contract. Okay, DOT, Department of Tourism at Baguio, way back July 1 to 4, kami yung nakakuha ng contract. And I am behind that person. Wala man ako sa lugar na yon, but I am the one who organized with that. Ano yung magiging content at yung magiging takbo ng training. And of course, syempre, because I don't want to lose the opportunity, I have decided, sabi ko, since storytelling with dashboard yung pinag-uusapan namin, ang sabi ko, you have to present our dashboard. Okay, itong mga pinapakita ko na to, this is the only demo na kapag natuturo ako. This one is taken from maybe analytics like that. Okay, very familiar with this. Ito, pinagde-demo ko pag may masterclass ako. And this one also is a demo. And this one is also a demo. Okay, now, way back with that, yung sinabi ng mentor ko. Sabi, okay, demo pa lang, prototype pa lang, make sure na mapapakinabangan na at magpuprovide na ng impact. And guess what? After presentation, okay, ng co-founder ng Data Analytics Philippines to the chief of the DOT, okay, bagamat wala pa naman closure, but they are happy to proceed with bigger contract in the consulting of BI. Di ba? So, anong dahilan? Portfolio. Okay? Portfolio. Okay, yun. And of course, we have this one also. Then, yep, meron tayo dito. Okay, skip na natin to, but I could have a real quick explanation about this. Bakit ito yung kinakailangan natin? Sales and retails, personal finance, HR analytics, corporate project based on your domain knowledge. This one. I've been watching several blogs or YouTube channel that could, ano ba yung portfolio dapat nating buuin? And may mga nababasa ko, dapat daw magkaroon ka ng mga algorithm with the cryptocurrency or stock market, blah, blah, blah. Di ba? Yep. There's nothing wrong with that. Tama naman yun. But the problem here is that hindi ka kasi makakagawa ng analytics or ng dashboard or ng project na kahit ng anong project mo nang mas maayos kung wala kang solid na domain knowledge in about particular one. Diba? For example, in crypto, if you don't know about the crypto, hindi ka makakagawa ng dashboard para sa crypto because you don't know about that. And ito yung apat na to. Ito yung ginagawa ko dito. Ito yung pwede natin gawin as to showcase, no? So number one is personal finance because every one of us here is make money and spend money. And yep, of course, kung mapapansin natin, no, may mga apps na binebenta about the personal finance money tracker and something that you have to do. So ito yung pinakamalapit na domain para sa atin. Okay? And while sales and retails, because most of the business nowadays is selling. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng company na nagbebenta, mapa-retail man yan, basta nagbebenta sila, you could provide a solution for them. So, meron ka ng chance kasi pwede mong maipakita, no, na magaling ka. Diba? And of course, yung HR analytics. At ito rin yung sinabi ko during that mag-apply ako dito sa UK. So, I show so many dashboard, I think a dozen of dashboard. Tapos ito, yung HR, sabi ko, okay, bagamat yung maging role ko is not about the HR, but I could create an HR analytics so that we could manage our people very well. And I can assure with that because for my past experience in Saudi Arabia for 9 months, nag-work ako sa HR and I do a couple of projects na nakatulong sa company, which is yung reduce cost and improve efficiency ng hiring namin. So yun to yung pinaka pwede nyong pagsimulan, no? Kasi madali lang ika nga, no? And of course, yan. The next thing to do is that hindi lang dapat na gagawin mo yon, you have to publish it. But the question is, saan mo siya ipapublish? Sa LinkedIn, sa GitHub ba, or sa website? I highly suggest kung ang target mo talaga is yung mga talent scout o yung mga hiring manager, make it in our LinkedIn. Pero if you want to go big, okay, gumawa ka ng website. Marami namang website diyan tulad ng medium.com, blogspot.com. I think Wix is libre din, no? May mga free trials, 'di ba? You can try to build your portfolio using your own website para mas okay kahit paano. Now, some people say that mag-GitHub ka. Okay, walang problema with that. But ang naging case lang kasi natin dito sa GitHub na to is most na tumitingin dito mga technical people. Diba? And technical people, yung mga hiring manager, don't go with the technicals. So, saan naglalagi yung mga hiring people? So, LinkedIn. So, kung ang purpose mo is employment, I think that you have to strengthen your LinkedIn. Kung ang purpose mo is maka-attract ng mga technical people, yung mga tool natin, mga developer, diba? I think that you have to maximize the GitHub. And if you want to go bigger, you have to create your own website, 'di ba? That's why in my case, gumawa ako ng sarili kong platform, is a e-commerce platform that I sell template at yun na rin ang ginagamit kong portfolio. All right? So yan po 'yon. And the next thing to do is this is an optional, very very optional, no? Especially kapag experience ka na. Pero sa mga nagsisimula pa lang, I highly suggest na kahit paano get a certification. Okay, one or two pwede siguro, no? Get certified kasi makatulong yan. Okay, now, with this, pag-usapan muna natin yung pinagkaiba ng certificate and certification. Mabilis lang to, no? Pag certificate, kahit sinong training provider, pwedeng magbigay ng certificate of completion. Even me, no? Kahit yung DSA, nagbibigay kami ng libre certificate, di ba? Huwag kayong masyadong mag-focus sa certificate because anyone could get that or any training provider could provide that. And you have to focus on certification because certification is usually kasi it is globally recognized at you have to pass the exams, the standard exams. Like for example kay Microsoft, 'di ba? Or kay Google, 'di ba? Kay Tableau, may mga certification 'yan. Okay, so here's the certification that you can get in the Microsoft. Mayroon tayo mga levels dyan. And sa Microsoft Excel, I got expert level. But yung fundamentals, yung pinakamadali, it's more on theoretical. Associate, kahit paano medyo mahirap ng konti. No? And specialty, usually if you take or if you pass the group of certifications, then you will get a specialist program. Okay, so here is my combo na pwede kong ibigay sa inyo. You can try to get data analytics so that you have a proof na you are into data analytics, and of course Excel if you're aiming for more on Excel work. Okay, or you can combine the data analytics or Power BI. Yes, you can also. Pero ito yung ginagamit kong usually in portfolio, no? I have an expert certification in Microsoft to show that I am more into Excel. Magaling ako sa Excel, ika nga parang ganun, di ba? And of course I can showcase my skills about Power BI data analytics. Okay, but all of this is just a secondary. Huwag kayo mag-focus dito. Prioritize skill set mastery, then building the portfolio. Getting certified is makakatulong but not mandatory. Okay, and for me, ang ginagawa ko talaga is ito yung packaging ko. Bakit ito yung packaging ko? Because I brand myself sa person na pag tumayo ako sa harapan mo, when I talk about consulting or training, I could showcase that, okay, I am knowledgeable in data analytics. Okay, I'm expert in Microsoft Excel. Okay, I am good at Power BI. Then of course, I could do a basic project management in my consulting. And last but not the least, since I am a trainer, I am a Microsoft certified educator. So doing this, pag nag-present ako sa client ko, okay, high profile pala to, di ba? So hindi mo pa naman nila nakikita kung gaano kagaling magturo, pero ma-impression na sila na, oh my God, this person is so good because he has a multiple credential na pwede natin talagang nag-stand out talaga. So once again, this one is a secondary, di ba? Hindi siya mandatory. All right? And of course, next thing to do is you have to optimize your LinkedIn profile. Okay? Yan. So ang ginagawa ko dito, okay, not a technical one, but you have to improve that your profile is something like na maging professional. You have to update the banner like this. So I put here for UK kasi nandito ako, nandito yung target audience ko. Okay, professional photo, you can use AI. Okay, you should put brand name, this, and your professional bio. I put like that UK-based data analyst. That professional bio will tell you na kahit hindi sila mag-scroll doon sa profile mo, alam nila kung anong ginagawa mo. And last but not the least, no, kinakailangan yung simulan yung paggawa ng content about data analytics. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you something here. Meron ako ditong gustong ipagmayabang. Okay, hindi ako to. Okay, I want to meet Clyde Punagwa. He is one of our scholar and newly graduate. Okay, newly graduate ito, di ba? Imagine, newly grad, but he landed a data analytics job here, okay, sa Exist Software Labs, kasi kung titingnan natin, sinunod niya yung ginawa natin. Okay, may banner portfolio here, professional photo, di ba? Meron siyang magandang profile here. If you click at that about, ito yung ginagawa niya sa buhay niya, and build a portfolio, mga dashboard na ginawa niya dati, then there you go. Okay? Kung pag sinilip mo kahit paano, it's gonna be okay. And that is one of the reason para mahanap kayo ng mga hiring manager, ng mga talent scout, because the more na nag-iingay kayo sa social media, mas mapapansin kayo. Okay? The more napapansin yung gawa ninyo, mas mataas ang chances na makahanap kayo ng trabaho. And of course, building your brand in LinkedIn is something that pwede mo nang may brag during the interview. Like that. So all in all, here is the key takeaway para sa ating lahat. Okay, so number 1, you have to build a real world project. Gumawa kayo ng project na gagamitin ng kumpanya kung saan kayo nagtatrabaho. I did it before, it works, at gusto kong gawin nyo rin. Okay? So, sino dito yung mga ngako na from now on, I'm gonna create a real world portfolio for my boss. Meron ba? Okay, comment real kung meron ka nangangako na ganon. Alright? Next thing to do, okay, sa nangangako, okay, comment publish, na nangangako kayo, na gagawa kayo ng portfolio and you gonna publish it doon sa kung saan yung gusto, website, LinkedIn, kayo bahala, di ba? And get certified, optional if you don't have to. And of course, you have to optimize your LinkedIn profile. And from now on, kinakailangan yung mag-ingay sa social media. Kinakailangan yung gumawa ng contents about sa data analytics, sumali kayo sa mga competition, okay, gumawa kayo ng project na kung saan ibibigay nyo sa community na magagamit nila. Because actually, when I did that things, yung gumawa ko ng project portfolio for the public for free, yun ang dahilan kung bakit naging leading yung DSA pagdating sa data analytics. Doon kami nakilala. Imagine the 10,000 downloads kung sinisimulan ko pa lang to. Sabi ng iba, ang galing nito, no? Ang pinang ko kasi dati, okay, this dashboard, I'm gonna teach you exactly kung paano ko siya ginawa. Ayun, lumobo yung Microsoft Excel course ko na yon. And guess what? Using Microsoft Excel alone, the highest revenue that we get in one batch, I made 1.7 million revenue doon sa batch na yon. At anong strategy na yon? I gave value to the public. So here it is. Kung gusto niyo talaga mag-stand out pagdating sa competitive market na to, you have to provide the value. You have to show kung anong kaya mong gawin. Because if you do that, okay, money will follow. So hopefully, nakatulong sa atin itong munting lecture na to. And once again, thank you so much, Sir Tony, for having me with this webinar. And yeah, Sir Tony, back to you.
Salamat rin. Salamat, Sir Robs. Any questions for Sir Robs? Ayun nga. Nako, he loves Q&A. Any questions for Sir Robs from Teams or from... Actually, may question kanina rin sa Teams and you might want to chime in, Abs. There was a question, di ko na makita, nasa taas na eh. Pero it was about using company data. Would that be allowed or how should they go about it? Kasi real world eh, pero...
Okay,
will they be able to use that data for their public portfolio?
Okay, yun. Ang maganda, tama-tama yung tanong na to, no? When you create a public data, company data, hindi mo siya kinakailangan ilabas sa public because of confidentiality. Diba? That is the one thing na hindi mo pwedeng gawin. However, pwede ka naman gumawa kasi ng anonymize. Tulad din ito, anonymize to. Maybe you are not you don't know how to make the data anonymized. Pero usually kasi, yung mga data na nire-release ng Microsoft, actually, mga real data yon, and may company nag-anonymize lang nun. So what you can do is don't release that into public, the real data. You can anonymize if you really want to. Okay, anonymize meaning to say babaguhin mo yung figure, yung mga pangalan babaguhin mo, di ba? Dagdag ka ng store, ng channel or whatsoever. Pero syempre nga, ito nga yung sabi natin dito, marami naman tayong mga pwedeng gawin. At ito 'yon. Win the competition. That's it. 'Di ba? Para at least kahit paano may backup ka because you cannot publicly post yung real data para sa atin. So I hope nasagot yung bagay na to. Okay, yung katanungan. Pero
That was a
tandaan
question
natin na
from
yung
Andy.
impact ng paggawa ng real world project is that mapupwersa ka na lumabas sa yung comfort zone kasi gagamitin. 'Di ba? At pag dumating ka sa interview, pwede kang gumawa ng story about kung paano naging successful yung company because of your dashboard. This is the main thing. Okay?
Thank you,
Yan.
thank you. That was from Andy nga pala. Salamat, Sir Abs. And sorry, I need to scroll up. So, I need to go to my laptop. Pero there was another question regarding, I think he is a physical therapy graduate, PT, BSPT. So how should he start his transition, or actually how should he apply na yata? Because I think he has certifications regarding DA. Sorry, I'm still scrolling up. That was from Dexter.
Okay, good.
Not
Good
related to
question.
DA. And yun, I have a certificate of completion related to DA, and he's building his portfolio. Is there a
Okay.
chance to get hired as a DA?
Okay, sige, mag-business mentoring program tayo dito, no? In a business, number one na tinitingnan natin dito is your audience. Ano yung problema ng audience mo na dapat mong solusyonan? That's number one. Number two, you have to find a solution for that particular problem. And number three, you have to find a way how could you present that your solution to your customer. Sa tatlong sinabi ko na yon, eto ngayon ang pinaka pwede kong gawin sa iyo. Okay? No one us here in the live stream, in the room of in a Microsoft event here in our meeting, walang nakakaalam dito pagdating sa physical therapist. Tama ba, physical therapist?
Yep.
Okay? Domain. Meron ba? Ikaw lang 'yon. 'Di ba? Ikaw lang 'yon. O kung meron man, o di dalawa na kayo, 'di ba? O tatlo na kayo. Ikaw lang ang nakakaalam na 'non. So you have to maximize your potential. Ikaw yung nakakaalam about your domain. So meaning to say, kung gusto mong mag-stand out, pwede kang gumawa ng analytics about physical therapies, kung paano kayo nagpa-file management, ng record management, gawan mo analytics, then there you go. Then, as a physical therapist, you can present that to your fellow physical therapist that, hey, gumawa ko ng analytics. Di ba? Pwede bang gawan kita ng analytics on your clinic, then I'm gonna give it to you for free in exchange of testimonial. Or pwede mong sabihin na I could work with you with 1 month for free, then pag hindi mo nagustuhan, you will not pay at all. Pero pag nagusto mo yung gawa ko, pwede natin pag-usapan yung contract. Kasi usually ang ginagawa ko, work for free, then pag-usapan yung bayad later on. 'Di ba? Because you have an edge na eh. You have that domain. At hindi mo kinakailangan magpakalayo-layo. Because hindi mo kinakailangan napakaraming target audience. All you have to do is to find one group of audience. Then find the problem, anong dapat mong solusyonan. Okay, yung dapat mong solusyonan, provide a solution, then there you go. Okay? Because sabi nga natin, if you target anyone, okay, you will hit nothing. But if you make a target specific audience, promise, hindi mo na kinakailangan magpakalayo-layo pa. So do that, and I guarantee to you na mataas yung potential na make more money or makapag-transition ka into data analytics. Yeah.
Thank you. We're getting last two questions. And by the way, Leaping did send her blog post in chat. So check it out. It's about pivoting from a non-STEM background into the data world, into the data roles that you might be looking into. So second to the last question, it's a follow-up from Dexter. Since most job hiring requires BS ComSci or DA or data-related courses, actually, I think that was pretty much answered by apps already. So as long as you follow the steps, build your
Yeah.
portfolio, maybe back it up with some certifications, then use your current skills or use your current expertise, use your current business acumen, your current business domain as your strength. Don't look at it as I'm not from the data field. Whatever field you're at, uh, whether you're managing a sari-sari store or you're managing or you're as said a physical therapist, sorry, then that's your strength. You know the business, you know what's going on, you know the KPIs that are important in that field, so use that to your advantage. And jumping into the other question at the top, there's a question about anong advice po share nyo in order for us to have knowledge on different projects? Like, how do we know what KPIs are important for specific industries? Say for BPOs, they look at KPIs like AHT, FCR, NPS. Is there a way for us to know what we need to show in a dashboard, although we're not exposed in their industries like financial, retail, HR, for the sake of
Okay.
portfolio building?
Short answer, you have to join with that particular groups. Yun na yun. If you're looking to create a BPO project, you have to be participate in the project. You have to be to participate in the project. Diyan mo pa lang mahanap kasi yung mga kasagutan, ano yung mga kinakailangan mo, and so on and so forth. Okay, you cannot create, sabi ko nga kanina, di ba? You cannot create a project na wala kang kaalam-alam. Take for example, doon sa trading natin, di ba? If you don't know the ratios about the analytics ng financial market, hindi ka makakagawa ng ganun. So, you have to join talaga. Okay, you have to join po talaga. If you want real result. Okay? And of course, syempre, hindi mawawala, mapapansin kasi natin, no? Sa mga competition kasi, may iba-ibang theme. Okay? May iba-ibang team. So maybe you have to join with the competition. Like for example, last time, 'di ba? I think that DSA launch yung sa Hospital Challenge, 'di ba? Tapos the second one yung DAP naman nag-launch naman is more on ano naman more on downtime manufacturing. So maybe later on we could launch another one for marketing or whatsoever, 'di ba? So yun lang siguro, no? If you want a real result, you have to join in that particular group of people. Okay? Kung gusto mo lang mag-explore lang talaga, and maybe you have to join the competition. That's it.
Thank you, thank you. And something to add lang, use AI, use ChatGPT, use Copilot. Sorry, Copilot, use Copilot.
Yeah, Copilot, yeah, agree
Whatever
with that.
industry that is, it's so easy to just ask your AI assistant, what are the KPIs that I need to build in this dashboard?
Can I share something about the
Sure.
AI? I'm not against about the AI, no. Sa mga gumagamit ng AI, okay, Copilot, whatever na gusto mong gamitin, don't let AI na gagawin yung lahat ng trabaho mo. Yung I think inaasa mo lang, then copy paste, that's the real skills. If you really want na mag-stand out talaga in today's competitive market, number one rule, you have to master the basics. Number one tandaan nyo to, you have to master the basics. And then, number two, use AI to leverage your skills. Yan ang ginagawa ko para maging stand out po talaga. Because way back before 20 years ago, walang AI. Diba? We use library. Diba? So, di ko alam kung nakatulong to sa amin because na-develop talaga yung critical thinking and problem solving namin, skills namin. Kasi pag meron kaming gustong gawin, basa sa library. 'Di ba? Or else, okay, bayad ka ng 20 pesos doon sa sa mga computer shop na konti pa lang yung mga content creator noon. So once again, for AI, number one is master the basics. Number two rules natin dito, use AI to leverage your skills. That's it. Okay, wag iasa yung lahat ng trabaho natin sa AI. Right? So hopefully it could help para sa ating lahat.
Good question.
Yes po. Last questions for Abs.
Go ahead, please.
Hi, Sir Abs. I'm Ella po. So my question is, how do you usually price your services, especially if you're a beginner?
Okay. Parang gusto kong i-release may gusto kong i-release, no? Okay, hindi pa man nare-release the ph.com. I'm not sure. Ay, hindi. Wala. Hindi pa yata. Or the pills yata. The pills, no? Okay. Meron kaming bagong niluluto, no? Hindi pa man wala pa man sa public, but we have here and we have service here. Meron kaming ilulaunch na consulting talaga. And the price is ito, pwede mong gamitin na pattern as your price. Okay? Yeah. Okay? And ang pinakagawin mo dito, no? Ang payo ko lang is number 1, kung nagsisimula ka pa lang, you could start at mas mababa na bayad. At least you are getting paid while learning in pace. Kasi ang mangyayari kasi niyan, pag naningil ka ng mahal, tapos wala ka pa naman napapatunayan sa mga kliyente mo, baka yan pa yung ikasira ng career mo. So start with comfortable ka, at least paid ka, then gradually itaas mo yung rate mo na medyo pantay doon sa ino-offer ng research ka na lang, no, doon sa sa mga freelancing site. Pwede mong ipantay doon kapag medyo magaling ka na. Then kung talaga magaling ka na, you could price na kung saan isang project pa lang sapat na para mabuhay ka sa loob ng isang taon. Okay? So that will be your progress. Ano yung progress na sabi ko? Number 1, maybe ask price any amount for as long as na-paid ka habang nasa learning phase ka. If you build some portfolio project, marunong ka na talaga at kaya mo na talagang gampanan yung tunay na trabaho, pwede mong tapatan yung presyo sa mga freelancing website like Upwork or whatsoever. Diba? At kung magaling ka na, katulad ng speaker natin kanina na si Prof. Dale, diba? Yung contract niya yata, diba? That is tumataging na 8 digits. Nandito ba si Prof. Dale? Follow niyo si Prof. Dale, meron siyang pinost. Diba? Contract sa mga nagbibigatang company. Okay, that is 8 digits. So mahinahin ang 10 milyong piso na kung saan isang contract pa lang sapat na para mabuhay ka ng ilang buong taon. So that is the progress. Okay, and sa ngayon, ito yung pricing namin. Maybe you could follow this pricing standard. So once again, disclaimer, hindi pa po release sa public itong namin na to, consulting na to. Okay, but you could follow along that yung transitionary rate. So hope nakatulong, no? Hope nakatulong.
Asan yung rate?
Wala. Ay, oh my God. Hindi pala ano. No?
Hindi ka nag-share. Ano ka, suspense eh.
Okay. Ito. Yung rate namin dito. Ayan. So, essential. Okay, 1 to 2 pages. Essential. Basic ATL. Yung mga plot file na to. Diba? $399 USD. 1 revision. Medyo popular. $749 USD. Okay, 4 pages. 2 revision. Okay. Then ito adjust mo na lang to, depende sa kaya mong gawin, di ba? So, 3 reports, 5 pages, so 199. So hopefully makatulong, no. Tama ba yung sinishare kong screen? Kita ba?
Yep.
Yan. Pero yun, once again, balik ka doon sa sinasabi ko, no. Kasi hindi kasi maganda na nangil ka ng sobrang mahal, di ba? Tapos hindi mo na deliver ng maayos ng expectation ng client natin. So instead na makapag-build ka ng portfolio mo or ng brand mo, yun pa yung ikakasira mo. So start with pwedeng libre, pwedeng exchange of testimonial, or any amount na komportable ka, at least you are paid. O yun lang naman yun ang para sa starting. Kasi galing din naman ako dyan sa mga starting na yan. And you know what? That DSA, bago kami nag-price in ng 29,000 pesos sa training namin, I started with 500 pesos. Diba? Gradually, tinas namin 2,000, 2,500. Then, when we provide real value, because marami na kami transition into data analytics job, diba? And we have exams na kasama. We price in 29,000 pesos, diba? And how much money we make? Sabihin ko ba? We made almost 4 million pesos with this batch too. Diba? Pero ang pinaka main point dito, don't focus on the price. Don't focus on the price. Focus on the value that you can provide, and guaranteed money will follow. Tandaan mo yan.
Napaka-inspiring. Lalo nakita ko yung dollars. Very good. Thank you very much, Sir Abs. Send ko yung certificate sa email. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
To hear you talk.